Why hello, all of you beautiful people out there and my loyal minions. It's the Mastermind, the Hypnogod, yo boy, Fredly here, and I just upgraded my little setup here because I got a little ring light, so you probably can see it off the reflection of my glasses, maybe not. Now I just got back from a trip. In this case this was to Lake Tahoe, and there was a lot of things that happened along the way, and this is another Fred talk, but it's a little special because I'm mixing in some of my personal adventures as well. Now do keep in mind that even though it's Lake Tahoe, it's still pretty barren, it's still quarantined, but the reason why we went is just to give my grandma something to remember by making this her final trip, and you'll see why it ended up being her final trip. Now be sure to slap that like button on this video so the YouTube algorithm knows that we're the coolest people on the platform. So join the party, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe and slap that bell icon if you haven't done so already. And let's get right to it. Now throughout this entire format I'm going to be showing you different parts of my trip, and also I'll be answering some of your comments as well. So the first day that we arrived, we went on a little cruise, and you can see this beautiful scenery. The day was just perfect, or not a lot of clouds or anything. The weather wasn't too hot. Everything was just optimal. Now that you got to see the beautiful view of Lake Tahoe itself, let's get right into the comments. This comment is from the video where I hypnotized a girl with a flute, and this is by Law of Attraction for Real. He says at that specific point, Fred does the magic hand wave. Doesn't matter, doesn't matter. In old times, it would be seen as voodoo. Well, I'm not like a man witch or anything. But as some of you may have noticed from my Becoming Hypnogod video, which is an icon, it'll be somewhere, and you can take a look at that, my history in terms of how I developed my style of hypnosis would seem like voodoo if I were to go back in time. So you can learn a little more about how I developed my style by clicking the icon. And yeah, it's a little fun thing to really think about. I could possibly do hypno pranks, but we gotta wait till this whole quarantine thing dies down before we can actually go out and do stuff. Variety is the spice of life, so let's go with that. Now the next comment is from one of my more recent videos, the Texas cops hypnotizing witnesses, and it's a fascinating video, so you should definitely check that out. Either way, it's all going to be in the descriptions also, but icon's a lot faster. And this comment is by Rayco. Darn tootin' Texans, always up to something. Massive space, yes haw. You might, is it yeehaw, yes haw? Could be a spelling error. But yeah, that video was also fun to make, just researching, looking into the article, and hell, I'm a man of memes, so definitely check that out if you haven't already. And let's move on to the next comment. This comment is also from the Texas one. Now, the last comment was more for just memes and giggles sake. I just found it amusing. But this one's pretty heartfelt. This is by Charles K. Glad you're the only good hypnotist I met. And I really appreciate you, just continue to give me comments, because it's been such a long time since I've hypnotized this guy. Charles, he's in one of my other videos, and he had a phobia of just going into bodies of water. So you can check that out. It was a brief thing, and it was on the spot. Never really planned on actually recording a hypnotherapy session. Now, do keep in mind, not all hypnotherapy sessions are the same, and I usually put more care and time into it, but because it's a street environment, to me, I felt a little bit rushed, but I'm really glad that he was taken care of within a matter of seconds. And obviously, with hypnotherapy, it's important to monitor your patients as you go along. So check that out. It's just a cool little thing. Random act of kindness, if you will. And again, appreciate you, Charles, for shooting that comment. And also, I appreciate all of the comments that come in. We got a lot more, so let's actually go into the rest of the Lake Tahoe story. Now, day one, when we're there, so after we arrived, we did the cruise, beautiful sightseeing. We're going to be going on into just later in that day, where we got a chance to just walk to the beach nearby. The beach nearby, you got that. I was hoping it would be a beautiful sunset, but considering how there were fires that happened in Napa, which was around that area, it just kind of blew in and made it a little hazy, but still looked beautiful if you take a look at those shots. Just love how the water is just clear, crisp. And the fact that there's not a lot of people, which is great for introverts to just mellow out, not think about anything. It was, nice change of pace, especially when you're stuck in a building all day. I mean, personally, I'm not really bothered by this stuff, but this is just so my grandma could get some fresh air. And that's where this whole trip came to be. The following footage that you're about to see in a bit, this is a little bit more after what happened. So, in the middle of the night, my grandma just somehow fell from her bed. And fortunately, the flooring was all carpet. And because it's all carpet, the damage would have been a lot worse if it wasn't. But fortunately, we took care of her. She wasn't paralyzed or anything, which was a miracle, since she's like almost 90 at this point. So they whisked her off to the hospital, and you can see just pretty much all of that. So straight to the emergency room. This was from one hospital to another, so you're gonna see two different shots of the facilities. Not much inside because of the death cooties, you're not really allowed to go in. There was a lot of logistics behind it. And during the time that, we had to wait and see how she's doing, especially since she actually broke a bone in her hip. So she was scheduled to do surgery. So during the time that we waited, it just doesn't feel right to just go out and explore all these wonderful things. I mean, just, you can say that the rest of these shots where we went hiking is, well, more of a walk really. That's more of a tribute to my grandma and to really appreciate the little things in life, and that we're literally at the mercy of the universe. And I made it pretty clear at one point in my life that I'd rather continue to contribute to the world and to really be grateful for all the things that, you know, make me as a person as a whole. And also in this case, I'm also grateful for you guys, which is why I continue to put videos up on this channel once a week, so you guys have something to look forward to, have fun with, and you know, I can have people to chat with as well. And also to continue to give my gratitude to people out there that have supported me throughout the years, and also for those that are just coming into this world, to give them a sense that, well, life isn't so bad, even with all of these things that happen around us. Answering comments and other fun stuff. Those are just little things here and there that we need to inspire and push ourselves to continue to move forward and pursue whatever we want to pursue. I still got a bunch of comments to do, so let's get right to them. This is from the video where I hypnotized a girl into seeing other people naked, well, specifically her friend naked, and this is by Claude Herbert, and he says, can they hear the music as well? You know, whenever I do these videos, I usually put music in post-edit. In this case, in that particular shot, because it's Santa Cruz always has some music blaring out in the background. Obviously, the music in post, they cannot hear. End of story. Alright, that's an interesting question, so let's move on to the next one. This comment is from me hypnotizing a girl without her realizing it, and I mean, majority of my hypnosis videos, I literally state that I don't do hypnosis or anything. I just literally go up cold, you know, meet them, and then go straight into the hypnosis process, which is actually pretty controversial to most professionals out there. Like I said, variety is the spice of life. I'm an extra spicy guy. So let's get to that comment. This is by Mario Polancio, and he says, bien hipnotist chino. Soy coreano, no estoy chino. I mean, I appreciate the comment, which is, you know, mucho gracias for me, or is it grazie? Either way, Italian. He could be Italian or Spanish. If it's Portuguese, I'm screwed because I don't know any Portuguese at all. But I appreciate your comments and also for your support as well. But I stated in my previous video what my ethnicity is, so we're gonna leave it at that. This next comment is by a gnome, and this is on my seeing Beach Babe naked thing where I hypnotize a girl to, you get the point. And it says, as great minds have recognized for centuries, this is an energy deeply interesting, hinting to the existence of a metaphysical plan of this reality. Also, so much of the brain energy nexus is still beyond clear understanding, hints of a residual lost abilities available to training. Fascinating beyond the parlor trick. Okay, so I'm assuming that the gnome sees what I do as something metaphysical and otherworldly power that we all innately have. I don't have a tinfoil hat, but that smells like somebody that's been under a tinfoil hat for too long and their brain has become nothing but a mashed potato baked to a crisp. But it's an interesting perspective. I can't say, you know, whether this is something that's valid or not, because everything that I do hypnosis related is founded more by science, as I studied this in a laboratory setting and everything to actually get more concrete bits of evidence of what hypnosis is, what is possible with it, what really isn't, and I'm always trying to push the boundaries of it, but as of now, can't really do much experimenting because everyone's stuck inside thanks to the death cooties. Let's move on to the next comment. This next comment is by Bill Parker, and it's the same video that he commented on, and it said, Fred, an orthodontist is a dentist that fits and adjusts braces to correct misaligned teeth. Well, according to clearly it's optometrist. Well, you know, they both start with no. I'm blind without my glasses. You know what I mean. You don't have to really point it out, but I guess thanks. I'm pretty sure I said optometrist, but you get it. Orthodontist, optometrist, I probably mixed the two. Let's move on. To continue on with the rest of the story, so they transferred my grandma from one hospital to the next, and the other hospital we were in Carson City, Nevada, because that's where the facility where they had the tools and stuff necessary to do the surgery. All that stuff was there. So during that time, we just kind of chilled, waited. I mean, it's been especially hard on my dad because this is my dad's mom, and he's been mostly with her throughout the entire portion of this trip, ever since that accident. And I'm sure there's a lot of things that's been going through in his mind and everything else. So we all did our best to support him throughout the entire trip. So we ventured through some parts of Carson City here and there. Really nothing to do. They do got some good eateries, gotta say. And it's just, you know, it's been one hell of a trip. That's what I have to say. And I'm glad that we actually got back to our home safely. You know, they were able to transport my grandma from Nevada all the way back to California, so it all worked out. And just grateful that she's still doing well. She's slowly recovering, and she's doing physical rehab as we speak. So just grateful overall that we at least had a decent trip despite a minor mishap. So that concludes the story portion. Let's go on to the final comment. And the final comment is by Don Turco on the beach babe naked hypnotized thing. And it says, "Gee, I miss the naked beachy babes. Send me a link, okay?" Look, man, this is YouTube, and YouTube has very specific guidelines. I don't want to get striked for anything. So my suggestion to you is go to Google, and if you know how to spell corn, replace the C with a P. Then put hub at the end. You're welcome. And that's going to end this very special, lengthier Fred Talks. Hope you guys enjoyed all of that meaty, juicy stuff, as well as me going over some of your comments. Your comments are amusing to read. Some of them will make the cut, some of them won't. And what I usually do is I actually have people, and I suggest people to use the hashtag #NoticeMeHypnoGod under their comments, so that way at least they have a better chance of getting picked, because got a lot of things to do, and especially since I've upgraded my setup and all that. I have a lot of plans to do more for this channel. And that concludes this Fred Talks video. It's special, it's lengthy, and it goes into a little bit more about my personal life, and also you got some beautiful scenery along the way. Be sure to smash, destroy that like button. Share the videos too. Spread joy, spread happiness, and if you haven't joined the Minion Army already, why the heck aren't you doing it? You gotta slap that subscribe button and ring the bell icon if you haven't already. All the bells and whistles right there, so you don't miss out on a new video that I put out every single Saturday. Time, I'll figure it out. It's usually at 9 in the morning, but subscribe, ring the bell icon. It does all the work for you, so you don't have to think twice. Oh, look, a new video came out. You got it. So, I'll see you guys in the next one. So have a safe and happy day.